Hi, my name's Joe Molloy, and this is the lovely Ragman's Farm in the Forest of Dean. This is where I currently teach my Medicine Wheel program in the UK, and at the moment we're just coming to the end of the current Medicine Wheel with the East class here. We begin another one in November, and that's why I wanted to record this little video, just to tell you a little bit about it. This is a beautiful, powerful journey, a personal healing journey informed by the teachings, traditions and practices of the Incas, the Inca Shaman, the Q'ero people most particularly. And this is my invitation for you to join us. We have a group coming together for November as we begin our journey in the south of the Medicine Wheel, working initially with the archetype of serpent. Some of the power, the medicine of the archetype of serpent is teaching us how to shed those old stories, our identities that we've grown so used to, so accustomed to. Stories that we are bound to. Stories we identify with, that we think, we believe, we tell ourselves, that is who we are. This is the world we live in. Nothing much more than that can change. And yet change, evolution and growth are very much a part of who we are, and certainly very much a part of this medicine wheel, this journey. We begin in the south with the archetype of serpent, looking more at the things that have happened to us, things we have done, things we haven't done in this lifetime. And we move around about 3 months later to the west of the medicine wheel to work with the archetype of jaguar. Here we work with ancestral stories, family stories, transgenerational stories, epigenic inheritances, the inheritance of the stories, the feelings, the experiences of our ancestors, and of course stories and experiences that we carry with us into this lifetime that come from past lives too. Maybe you've sat and wondered sometimes about things happening in your life and have thought, surely this didn't begin with me. It must have come from somewhere else, and that's exactly what we work with. And in working with our stories, we learn to work with and to be available to work with other people's stories. Personal healing journey is half of what we do. The other half are learning and practicing and sharing together so we can share with other people the healing skills, teachings and traditions of the Incas. In the south of the medicine wheel, you learn about being a firekeeper, and this is a practice that you continue having fires on your own with the full moon and the new moon, coming into alignment with a different rhythm to the one we're used to. The rhythm we're used to doesn't involve any recognition or harmony with the seasons. We get up at the same time every day, do the same things each day, go to work, come home, rest on a weekend or when your rest days are. No matter how the sun rises or sets, the length or shortness of the day, our routines remain more or less the same. So working as a firekeeper, having your fires with the new and the full moon, help us to align with the seasons and cycles of the world around us, bringing the world within us and the world around us together in harmony. As I said, in the south you learn practices like firekeeping, how to open and close sacred space. The shaman's practice of illumination, how to clear impacted chakras, energy centers in the middle of the body that have become filled with so much heavy energy from day-to-day life, perhaps just a continual progression mounting up that we can't release, discharge or combust. Or maybe there have been significant things, individual things in your life that have been just too much to get rid of, and that energy which hasn't been released is built up somewhere, to the point that eventually we begin to feel it at the physical level. That arching of the back that comes from bending over backwards for everyone and everything. The arching forwards, pain in our back of betrayal. We have so many rich metaphors in our language that we use every day that talk about just these things. And this is where we do the work to release it and transform it. In the West, you learn to work inside the luminous energy field. We begin to take out just as a surgeon removes a tumour, but more elegantly and without the brutal need to cut open anyone's physical body. You reach in, you find, determine the shape of these pieces of heavy energy so you can engage with them, lift them out, return them to the earth, give them to the sun, the winds, let them go back to nature. That which does not serve us or help us grow will serve and help something else. We work with intrusive energies, other people's projections, that pointy finger of blame that comes from only one place. The blame that was directed towards the person directing it towards us. Nothing to do with you, nothing to do with me. It's just a mantle of shame that gets passed from one to another. And fluid energies that intrude, such as the energy of entities, spirits, some that come to help us and work with us, that need help to leave when we're ready to live in the world on our own. And others, perhaps lonely, isolated by their own grief, that find us in the middle of our grief, that seek solace with us as we find solace with them, that need help to be moved on. In the east of the the west, in the north of I'm getting ahead of myself. In the north of the medicine wheel, we work with the archetype of the hummingbird, the colibri. And you learn the practice of soul retrieval, journeying into the lower world, the domain of souls, the most beautiful paradise, a garden, where those orphaned off aspects of ourself rest, waiting for us to reclaim them. In the east of the medicine wheel, we work with the archetype of the condor, and we walk the journey beyond death, so that deathlessness, lifelessness, death, do not stalk us or hold us. We have no fear even in the face of death. And we can journey to bring harmony and healing to those who have died and gone before us, but perhaps unable to find rest in some way until this time. At each stage of the medicine wheel journey, you receive the initiations, the karpai of the Incas, the Hampi karpai, healer's rites in the south, the Pampa Masayuk karpai, daykeeper's rites, healing our relationship with the feminine, creative within ourselves, with the feminine creative in the world around us. In the north, the Alto Masayuk karpai, the wisdom keeper's rites, calling on our relationship with the Apus, the spirits of the mountains, stepping into being wisdom keepers, holding our own wisdom ourselves. And in the east of the medicine wheel, with the condor, the Kurakukuyak karpai, the earth keepers' rites, those who sense the coming of the lights, that future evolution of earth and of humankind. If we were to wait, allow the Darwinian idea of evolution to take its time, it would take thousands of years, hundreds and hundreds of generations. And instead, we begin to look for the signs, begin to connect with the future, connecting in a way that goes outside of time and space, bringing the future here now, instead of having to walk through it day by day, week by week, year by year, until eventually we reach it. Bringing that time, that place, that new evolutionary stage here, and embodying it ourselves. So if you'd like to know more, please do get in touch. There's contact details at the end of this short video. And also the other workshops that I run here and in a few other places around this part of England. The Munaiki, for example, the beautiful healing rites, empowerments, energetic empowerments gifted in ceremony that come from the Andes, from the lineage of the Kero Shamans. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to our speaking together sometime, someplace, hopefully soon, with much love.